What is going on, everybody? BrickBuilder here, and welcome to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale video. In today's video, guys, we're actually going to be playing the solid gold LTM. It's duos currently, but we're going to be giving some tips and tricks on how to better win this mode, okay? So let's dive right into it. But if you guys do enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, of course, and feel free to use supporter code BRICK in the item shop if you'd like to support me. So solid gold, this is not the first time it's come around. So a lot of these tricks have been tricks that I've used in the past on other solid gold modes, but they still are pretty much the same. Of course, some differences are there, such as the new suppress sniper is there, as well as a few other minor changes, but primarily it is still a similar game to what it was before. So the first things first, okay, is dropping, landing. Where do you land, okay? There's a lot of things you got to know about this, okay? Because a lot of people don't realize this, but because every weapon is gold, every spot on the map is now good, because you're going to have a good chance of getting good weapons just because any floor loot is going to be gold. Any chest is going to be gold. So just in general, you're going to have good loot. So we landed somewhere like Shifty Shafts, but anywhere on the map is going to have pretty good loot. Now, depending on what type of player you are, whether you want high kills or whatnot, will really decide where you land. Whether you want to play for late game or you want to get a lot of early game kills, it really depends. So if you want to get a lot of kills, you got to go Tilted Towers or something along those lines, Salty Springs, etc. But if you'd rather just play for late game, you can totally go somewhere like Shifty Shafts or like Haunted Hills or Lazy Links or something along those lines. It doesn't really matter too much where you land. But that's the thing you got to keep in mind. Second of all, skill and positioning are way more important in this than RNG. Compared to regular pub matches, there's a lot less RNG in this LTM. What I mean by that is the weapons everybody has are going to be pretty similar and pretty powerful. So generally speaking, everybody's kind of on a very similar playing field here as far as loot is concerned. Compared to pub matches where there's a chance, you're going up against someone who has a gold scar while you have a gray AR. In this, everybody's got similarly powered weapons. So you have to be well aware and well accounted for in positioning, skill, and communication. Those are all critical things. Skill, just being as in positioning, aiming, etc., are going to be huge in this. And then obviously positioning matters a ton because you want to have good builds or good strategy or good angles on people so you can get more shots than them. That is another thing, of course, you want. And then communication, just because it's vital to really any successful squad or duo or anything along those lines. So you really want to be prepared in that element 100%. Another thing you got to do is you need to be ready with a lot of heals in this mode because you're going to take a lot of damage because all the guns do more damage on average here. So what you're going to want to do is try to hold a decent amount of like shield or minis or med kits or anything along those lines. They're definitely going to be valuable to have, and I strongly recommend having them if you can because they're invaluable as far as actually benefiting you in healing up after fights. Now, another thing you should know is the grappler is actually still in this mode currently, despite the fact that the guns are all gold. So grappler plays are still a thing. You got to keep this in mind. That again comes down to positioning. Remember, a player can still grapple, pump, shotgun you because there are the legendary pumps. So you need to be aware of things like that still being in the game, and that's definitely huge. And it's definitely a strategy a lot of players have been using recently in this version of the solid gold LTM. That is definitely a thing you got to keep in mind. And here we go. We're in a little bit of a fight right now, but another downside, okay, that you need to be aware of. You need to get a shotgun. Finding a shotgun in this game generally is one of the hardest weapons to find, and it's one of the most important. If you run up against an enemy without a shotgun, you have a much likely chance of killing them. So you need to try to grab that shotgun if you can at some point. Just because you have to remember, if you don't have one, the enemy probably does. So you got to play smart in that aspect because it seems like they're one of the rarer weapons to find. And then in addition to that, they're just not as common, it would appear. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. Also, planes are still a thing. So, of course, you got to keep your eyes in the skies at some point because planes are still a thing that matter. And of course, as opposed to other modes like slide, LTM, or anything along those lines, building is still a huge element of the solid gold LTM because, again, it's very skill based because everybody has the same level of gun. So build fights and building is definitely going to be an element that you have to deal with. You're definitely going to have to worry about that at some point in your experience playing this game. So again, mat farming, you still want to do that at a pretty rapid rate. You want to try to have a lot of materials at pretty much all given points in time. Definitely recommend that. You can't really like negate that as much as you could in like slide LTM, where let's say you didn't really need more than like 200 mats at a time. In this, you want as much as you can get, of course. So you got to keep that well situated and well prepared just in case something like that comes up. Another thing that you got to remember is ammunition, okay? Ammo is relatively the same as regular matches, so keep that in mind. There is a chance you'll get more, a little bit more, but you won't get a ton more, at least from my experience. So you need to keep ammo in mind, and just because you have gold weapons that are powerful doesn't mean that you necessarily have to spam them all the time. You can, you can play strategic and not necessarily spam the enemy at every given point in time and still do really well in the LTM and in the game. So don't necessarily just waste your ammo just to waste it. Although if you have a ton to use it, feel free to use it however you'd like. It definitely can come in handy. So there's that. All right, and here we are going in for a little bit of a fight right now, using the plane, of course, which is still a thing. So that's lit. And then, of course, again, you got your normal stuff here. Like right now, you got the regular stuff. A new thing is also at the day this version of Solid Gold came out, the suppressed sniper was actually added. So if you want to play around with the suppressed sniper, I strongly recommend doing it in this mode. And I'm actually using it throughout this entire game, but you can use it if you like. It's just a thing that I personally recommend to try it out. If you want to try out the new suppressed sniper, this would be a good LTM to try it out in, just because it's so common, because everything's gold. Okay, definitely worth keeping in mind. And rotating, again, we're rotating a lot around, just beneficial overall. Here's another thing you need to know about this mode. Okay, you can get some really high kills in this mode. And the reason for that is the time per kill is heavily reduced if you have golden weapons, because they do the most damage. So it's on average, having a gray AR, it's going to take longer to kill someone than if you have a gold AR, obviously. So it comes down to the time per kill is lower, which in turn means that you actually have a better chance of getting stronger, more powerful weapons, and you can actually kill people and get higher, faster kills. So high kill games is definitely a thing you can try on this. So if you're one of those squads that wants to go for high kill games, you can definitely do the whole splitting up thing or anything along those lines like you would do in a pub match and get pretty good stuff in Solid Gold as far as kills is concerned. So that's definitely a thing to keep in mind and to be well aware of. Definitely beneficial knowledge to have. Currently, we have no forms of healing, which sucks because, again, you want to have healing in this mode. Another thing, keep your P90 close, okay? P90s seems to be like a pretty unanimous thing. A lot of players in this mode, they love their P90s. They love fighting with their P90s. You need to be prepared to fight someone with a P90, and the best way to do that is with a shotgun or a P90, obviously. So you're going to want to do that, in my personal opinion. Strongly recommend the P90 in this mode, although I recommend it in general. It's just, it's the better of the SMGs, in my opinion. So there's that. Rocket launchers there still are explosives. So rocket launchers are still a thing in this LTM, okay? So you need to be well versed in them as far as like how to deal with them and also how to use them if given the opportunity, because they can get really quick kills. They also can destroy structures really fast, but they can also be quick to end your experience in the LTM if you get blown up. So you got to keep that in mind. Rocket launchers are still a thing. They're not super common though in comparison to some of the other guns, but you will still occasionally run into players who have them, and you want to be well versed in how to combat that. So just do your best you can, and of course just practice makes perfect in that regard. So remember, rocket launchers are still in the game, okay? Just in general, it's beneficial to know what weapons are in the game anyway, as far as the LTM, but some specific ones to be pointed out, of course, would be the rocket launcher. So that is the thing you got to keep in mind if you want to successfully increase your amount of wins you get in this LTM, okay? Also, from my experience, these games are slightly shorter than public matches, as in like non-LTM modes, but I could totally be wrong about that. But just that's from my personal experience and what I've seen from my countless times of playing the Solid Gold LTM. So that's what I've noticed there. But overall, hopefully you guys did enjoy these tips. If you have any other tips that I have not said, go ahead and leave them down below in the comments, guys. Let me know some cool moments that you have in this LTM, in the Solid Gold LTM. Like, did you get any cool kills, any cool wins? How many wins did you get in it, etc.? Let me know all down in the comments. I'm so down to hear it. Let's get a discussion going about this mode. But if you guys did enjoy and you want to see more Fortnite videos, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and tap the bell. Check out all my social medias linked down in the description. And feel free to use supporter creator code BRICK in the item shop if you buy skins, emotes, pickaxes, anything along those lines if you'd like to support me. But I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.